Hey Rockers, it's Jason. Today I got a great show for you, and we are hanging out today at the Sip and Sound inside the Sheraton Nashville Brentwood, and thanks to those guys for letting us do the interview here. But hey, we got a great show for you today. Country artist that's been making waves, got signed on BMG, working with Walk Off Entertainment, just booked a tour. He's going overseas. Going to Sweden and Norway, writing great stuff, getting tons of streams. This is gonna be a great artist for you guys. Before we get to that, make sure to head on over to the website. You'll see all the links for this episode, where to find the artist, and also go to the shop and get yourself one of the new Nashville Rocks t-shirts. Make sure you like and subscribe to this so that you get more music content. We got 3 videos to show today. We're hanging out with Gareth. Without further ado, let's get started. All right, guys, we're here at the Sip and Sound inside the Sheraton Nashville Brentwood, and I'm hanging out with Gareth today.
Yep. How's it going, everyone?
Man, thanks for being here. I appreciate you big time.
No worries. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. When I first heard your voice, I was like, oh my gosh, he's Irish.
A lot of people don't think that I am.
Yeah.
From Ireland, but
yeah. What part of Ireland?
Well, I'm from Northern Ireland.
Northern?
So so way up north. But
educate me.
So I'm from a town called Castlederrick in Northern Ireland. It's a very small 3,000 people town. Everyone knows each other, and I'm just kind of in the middle of nowhere, so it is. Closest airport.
So country in Ireland.
What's that?
So country in Ireland, right? Yeah.
No, it's a very small place. Like I used to originally live in the countryside, like just a house on its own. But we've now moved there into a town, and it's nice. It's nice, but
it's kind of funny because I used to travel a long time ago. When I was in the service, I had to travel overseas, and one time I was in Greece, and I've probably told this story before, even on camera, but. I went to a bar in Greece, and everybody in the bar was Irish. It was a country bar.
Yeah.
And I thought that was so unique at the time. Of course, I'm 19 or 20 years old, but I thought that was so cool. Do you find that a lot, like Irish in general love country music?
Yeah. I think it's got even bigger too recently.
Really?
So it has, but it's always been like a big thing in Ireland.
Yeah.
And Northern Ireland, so it is. But I think recently it's amplified even more. I think just in general.
So you had country growing up?
Yeah. My grandparents always grew up listening to records of like Hank Williams, George Jones, all the oldies, and then I was a kid, and I was in their house, and it was always on, so I kind of listened to it and started to enjoy it, and then I went and discovered like newer generations as well myself, and just sort of went from there.
Yeah.
So I did, from my love for country music.
How early? How early were you playing, and how early were you writing songs?
Well, I didn't start writing songs until March of last year.
Oh, nice.
So I was 24, so it was.
When did you know you had the gift of singing?
When I was 8, I entered a talent competition. Back then I didn't know I could sing, but it was the first time. It was the first time ever.
Yeah.
And it was like a school talent competition, and I just auditioned to sing.
Yeah.
My parents didn't know really nothing off it either, and whenever I come home after audition, and I says to them, I've entered into a talent competition to sing, and they were kind of like shocked. They were like, "What?"
Right.
Because it was the first time ever I'd come home and said that I was going to go sing.
Yeah.
And I ended up getting into the actual show itself, and then. I mean, it was a small show, but I ended up winning it, singing a song. Actually,
nice.
I sung a Meatloaf song.
Oh.
So it was, this was before the country days.
Okay.
So it was, but I ended up winning it, and then it was at that point my teacher at the time says to me, to my parents, do you want to do vocal lessons?
Right.
And I try and take it more seriously.
Nice.
And I just went from there, and then I had my first gig when I was 14. And my town of Castlederrick was the first ever gig that I had. It was a 2-hour gig, and I was so underprepared for it, but we got through it.
I don't think anybody's prepared for their first gig.
No. And then it just.
And it's usually a mess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't too bad for the first one. I had my family come out and obviously support me.
Yeah, and you've gone nothing but up since then.
Yeah, I have been grinding for a long time doing bar gigs and stuff. I didn't start recently playing bar gigs until probably January of last year.
Right.
Whenever I had a cover blow up. But yes, I've probably 10 years of doing bar gigs.
Well, let's talk about that. So we were talking earlier off camera about how covers are really a good, we'll say, tool or instrument to get some attention towards your own songs.
Yeah, that was always the plan. I started TikTok 4 years ago. So I did. One of my friends actually urged me to start posting videos, and obviously I didn't know how to write songs or nothing like that, but I just started posting covers of songs that I liked. And even at the very start, it wasn't even country covers. It was more like 2000s, The Fray, The Script, that kind of music, Maroon 5, all that kind of stuff. And they started to just do really good online. I had a small following on TikTok, never really ever used Instagram, but TikTok was growing. And then I started country music, I've been a fan of country.
There's a lot of artists that will say TikTok helped them a lot.
Yeah. I mean, country, I've been a big fan of country, but I don't think anyone would want to listen to me do country, so I didn't post any covers on it.
Right.
And then one day I sat there and I was like, you know what, I'm going to post a Luke Combs cover, and that went crazy viral as well, and just kept going. And I switched to country.
Super crazy.
Then.
I checked this morning, it was over 9 million.
Yeah, I just kept going to country covers then and stuff. And then come January last year, I decided to go out in Day of Forest, and I recorded the full cover of Noah Kahan's Stick Season.
Nice.
Didn't think nothing of it, and then just went crazy viral overnight. I think it got like 25 million views.
Oh, nice.
Across Instagram and TikTok, and I dropped that full cover, and it just went crazy.
That's fantastic.
So I got like 15, 20 million streams across all streaming platforms.
Right, yeah.
And then, obviously, with the cover going viral, there was a lot of interest from people who wanted to get me into writing songs and stuff. And then,
right, so that's going to lead us to you just had a big deal to sign.
Yeah, so we...
Tell me about that. It was BMG, right?
We just signed to BMG, a global deal with BMG. Kira over at the London office, and we have Cameron over here, who's my kind of point of contact over here. Cameron in the BMG Nashville office. But they've been grinding really hard, getting me on these amazing sessions, and some of the
doing
music.
A lot of co-writing.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's mostly all co-writing.
Okay.
But a lot of the songs that we have.
Now, does that then require you to also write for other artists? So you're not just writing for yourself.
Well, so far I've only wrote for myself.
Okay.
Because the guys that I'm writing with at the minute are mainly all writers.
Okay.
They're not artists as well.
Okay.
So usually if I'm the artist in the room, it's usually they're writing for me.
Okay.
Although if we get a song that's obviously a great song, but it just doesn't fit my artistry, we would pitch it then to different artists. But we're still at the stage where we need to decide what songs we want to cut and then songs we want to give away and stuff like that. But we've been very lucky. We've been in the room with amazing writers so far, and some of the music coming now in the future is like higher level than it was last year when I first started writing. So,
and it wasn't just BMG though, right? You had another group, right? That's Walk Off Entertainment. How does that work in?
So my manager, Chris Whitaker, owns an independent label called Walk Off Entertainment.
Okay.
And with me obviously being one of his clients, it makes sense to distribute music through his independent label for now.
Okay.
We're always open to like different things in the future, but we're lucky that I Walk Off to distribute my music, and we have a great team over there that's obviously pitching my music to playlists for Spotify, and it's been great so far. We started putting music under their label last year, and it's been great ever since.
Nice.
So it is.
And you've also got a big video release coming up.
Yeah. So we've the last thing I do, which is the first single of this year, we dropped back on January 17th. We have a music video coming out, and first actual music video that I've ever done. Before it was all visualizers and just like lyric videos. We didn't actually do like a proper music video.
It's hard, It's hard when you're getting going and you're independent.
Yeah. But now the music video is great, and I'm sure everyone will love it.
All right, you want to introduce it?
Yeah. This is the last thing I do, the music video.
Remember that cold rainy night in September, and you were wearing my old favorite leather, and I said that looks better on you. You started crying when you found out how soon I was flying, and I told you, baby, how much this goodbye is the hardest thing I'll ever have to do. I promise you that as long as I am breathing, I'll be right by your side if you need me. And in my heart last thing I do, if it's the last thing I do, you told me you needed me and I wasn't there. I said that you'll never be lonely again. I'd give up my dreams if you wanted me home, but you made me swear all my life that I won't. So as long as I am breathing, I'll be right by your side if you need me. And if my heart is still beating, ain't nothing in this world that could keep me. Baby, I'll find my way back to you if it's the last thing I do. If it's the last thing I do. No matter where we go, no matter what we do, I won't call away, I promise you. That as long as I am breathing, I'll be right by your side if you need me. And if my heart is still beating, ain't nothing in this world that could keep me. Baby, I'll find my way back to you if it's the last thing. So as long as I am breathing, I'll be right by your side if you need me. And if my heart is still beating, ain't nothing in this world that could keep me. Baby, I'll find my way back to you if it's the last thing I do. If it's the last thing I do. The last thing I do.
All right, we're back on Nashville Rocks with Gareth, and we're hanging out the Sip and Sound inside the Nashville Sheraton Brentwood. Thank those guys for allowing us to come and enjoy the cool surroundings here. But Gareth, man, that video was pretty cool, dude.
Yeah, I mean, it was shot by a guy called Chase Foster, and thankfully I wasn't doing any acting in it. We had our own actors, but all I had to do was sitting at a big couch in Love Circle
Yeah.
in Nashville, and I just lip synced the song.
Nice.
So I'm good. That's all I had to
Well,
do.
lip syncing is good.
Yeah, I mean, it was about 5 or 6 takes of the same song, but we
Yeah.
finally, in the video.
Only 5 or 6? That's
Yeah.
pretty good for a music video.
Yeah, but we said that was very cold weather. That was back in Germany when it was like the real minuses.
Right.
The weather, so it was freezing up there.
Oh, wow.
Whenever we were shooting it.
Well, that's true. Yeah, I love
because I was wearing this big hat, and actually the coat that I was wearing on it is actually one of my friends' uncle's coat. So it is, because I didn't have a coat at the time, and I was
Right.
like, thank God he brought that, because
That's
I was
right.
like, phew.
In between takes, you're like,
Yeah, it was cold up there.
Yeah.
But thankfully we had 2 actors that were amazing, and the video turned out great. And
That's fantastic.
I'm very happy with it.
Yeah. I'm glad you decided to share it with us.
Yeah.
We're also going to talk about your tour that you got coming up. I saw the email. The social media. I saw the social media. It was like, click on the tour, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh, he's going on tour real soon. Clicked on it. It's all mostly Scandinavian countries, right?
We're playing Sweden and Norway.
Okay.
They're the 2.
Are they technically Scans?
Yeah.
Okay. So I am right.
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
making sure because I have no idea.
Yeah, they're the 2 Scandinavian, and then we're doing one in Germany.
Okay.
Which is sold out. We're doing Amsterdam.
Germans love American music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some markets in Europe that doesn't, obviously, but the likes of Amsterdam, Netherlands, Germany, Scandinavian countries all love country music. It's a very popular market for country.
Cool.
So it is to give a lot of artists.
I mean, you're going from April through
To May. I think it's like a 10-show run or something like that, or
10 shows. Yeah, it seemed like it was about 10 shows. Yeah. I didn't memorize it, but yeah.
But we started off first. We did 3 back in Ireland, in Northern Ireland. So we do.
You think you'll come back and then do something in the States?
Yeah, maybe some in the future. We're looking into it. Hopefully we can get something going, but nothing obviously set in stone yet.
So stay tuned, you guys. Make
Yeah.
sure to hit him up on his socials and everything, so you know when he's going to be playing in the States, right?
But yeah, but the tour come up April is actually our first full band tour.
It is.
We recently had band rehearsals. The first time meeting the band.
Nice.
I have my guitar player that I've had with me since last year.
Nice.
So he's obviously joining us, and then we have a drummer and a utility player coming, and they sound great. In the rehearsals, we're going spotless.
Fantastic.
So
and you get along?
yeah.
You always gotta check that.
So far.
So far, yeah.
I think time will tell when we're on the road.
Yeah.
But no, it's
If you end up writing songs with them on the road, I think it's pretty much.
it's a great bunch of lads.
Yeah.
So it is. And we're going to definitely have fun going around these cities.
Yeah.
Some of the shows are sold out. Some tickets are still low on market. So we're hoping we can sell this tour out.
Sweet. Well, we're also going to talk about your other music video. Is it a visualizer?
I took a lyric visualizer.
Okay, Closer. Tell us about Closer. Tell us about writing Closer.
Yeah. So Closer was actually one of the first songs that I wrote back in March. With two guys called Tommy and Jez, which I write a lot with now. So I have, and I actually had them here in Nashville a few weeks ago, writing with me. They flew over from London. And usually from writing, I'm either in London or Nashville, so that's where I met these guys. And they were actually my second ever session that I had for writing back in March. And I just went on and we were just chatting about life and stuff. And I said to them that I'd lost my granda when I was 5 to cancer, and we thought about a great song. Just to write, like we always had a hook where it was like one day is closer to you. Every day, one day is closer to you.
Right.
And we went into that kind of idea, and the song just kind of wrote itself, and it's probably one of our most heartfelt songs we have so far. Yeah. So it is.
Yes, we are. Sorry, that totally got me. Somebody off camera, but we are in a hotel, so people coming in, they're about to have lunch and whatnot. But why don't we go ahead and see Closer? So tell us, introduce that video.
Yeah, this is my song Closer. So it is.
Playback, rewind. That memory of you running circles in my mind 1,000 times. Feels like you're here tonight, singing softly to the moonlight, voice like a lullaby. Sit there till the sky turns blue, shadow dancing in the spotlight, singing songs of pastime, wishing you could hear them too. I ain't getting any younger. Yeah, I try to forget it, but I'm sober. I'm still riding shotgun on your shoulders. It's just another year I'm getting older, but at least that's one day closer to you. At least that's one day closer. I wish you knew that it feels like heaven every time I think of you. It's crazy to think our time slipping through, singing Charlie to the moonlight, voice like a lullaby. We sit there till the sky turns blue, shadow dancing in the spotlight, singing songs of pastime, wishing you could hear them too. I ain't getting any younger. Yeah, I try to forget it, but I'm sober. I'm still riding shotgun on your shoulders. one day closer to you. At least that's one day closer to you. At least that's one day closer to you. I ain't getting any younger. Yeah, I try to forget it, but I'm sober. I'm still riding shotgun on your shoulders. It's just another year I'm getting older, but at least that's one day closer to you. At least that's one day closer to you. At least that's one day closer to you.
All right, welcome back to Nashville Rocks. We are hanging out with Gareth here at the Sippin' Sound inside the Nashville Sheraton Brentwood, and we were, just enjoying his previous video, Closer, and we're moving on. He's got another video he's going to share with us, but I kind of want to backstep a little bit and talk about how BMG and Walk Off Entertainment originally got involved. Did they see the streams going up? Was it a relationship that happened? Was it a connection? How did that happen?
Well, in terms of Walk Off first, obviously I said before, my manager as the owner, founder of Walk Off, so it kind of, so my manager reached out to me.
Well, let's talk about the manager then. At some point, your manager was like, I want to be.
It was the reason why we're with Walk Off. So it was back in January of last year when the next season cover went kind of crazy viral, and just kind of buzz on my Instagram and just literally a DM on Instagram, and I sort of recognized the face before because he also owns, is the founder of the 615 House.
Okay.
Which is a social media house, so it was.
Okay. And
they do lots of content for artists. Literally just reached out and was a big fan of my voice and everything. Wanted to hop on a few calls and just get to know each other, and nothing serious. But then as more conversations happened, we just kept building that relationship together, and then just wanted to make it official. Literally a few months later, and then obviously when it came to putting out music and even these covers we're putting out, he has his own independent label. It was already set up, Walk Off, so we would distribute through that. So that's how Walk Off happened.
Okay.
And if we head over to BMG, I'm not really too sure how they found me. I've never really sat down and asked them how they found me, but I think it's so some of the writers that I'm working with in London, they were also signed to BMG.
Gotcha.
So whenever we wrote the songs, I think they would show it to BMG.
Nice.
Okay. To publishers, so they would
They're
show
like, who's this guy?
Yeah, so I think that's how they kind of found out who I was.
Gotcha.
And then they hopped on a few calls with my manager, and then I met them in person, and we just kind of. We're just over the last few months of last year. We're just getting to know each other and seeing what they can provide for me, and getting most important is getting used to the publisher and if I like them. And obviously it was Kira from London, and I was a big fan of Kira, and we got along very well. And my manager felt the exact same. So we were like, definitely let's explore.
That's huge. Being able to get along with the person you're going to be working with.
That's one of the main. That's one of the main things. It isn't just the company itself; it's the person who's going to be taking care of you. And if you get along with them, and we were obviously a big fan of Kira. And she's also Irish, so it was like,
sweet, yeah.
But
that works out perfectly.
Yeah, so it's been amazing, and I'm looking forward to the future. And obviously, we have a lot more sessions coming up, which is what they're helping with, which is obviously amazing. And some of the writers we're getting to work with because of the signed to BMG is crazy. So I think the future looks bright with BMG and
That's
Walk
fantastic.
Off. Yeah,
that's great. And you're making, like you said, we just made another video, right? Yeah. And you've got some older videos. So She Will Be Loved is one of the tracks that y'all decided to do a video for.
So,
tell me about that. Like, was that the same kind of situation? It wasn't, right? Because you said you made those earlier on, and you didn't have the influence of Walk Off and BMG. So it was different making these videos.
Yeah, well, originally I posted a She Will Be Loved video in my back garden, and last year, and it just went crazy viral. it was just a short cover. It wasn't actually a full cover. It
Right.
was just me live out in my back garden playing it. And then it came to like the end of the year, and I says, you know, we didn't really want to drop Christmas music, so I says just drop some covers that blew up over the year.
Right. Yeah.
And we wanted a studio here in Nashville when I was here in November, and we recorded a few of the covers, and one of them was She'll Be Loved, and we actually shot a music video. But actually, She'll Be Loved was a one we done further back in the year, but we didn't drop it until November.
Okay.
But we had shot the music video at a friend's back garden.
Gotcha.
I had a drummer, keys player, and then my guitar player that plays live with me there, and then obviously me, and we played it a few times to get a good take, and it was like we kind of had to act like it was winter because it was dropping in November.
Right,
Or
yeah.
it was so I had to wear like a big massive coat.
Oh, okay.
But it was, I think we actually recorded in August.
So
it
you're
was-
sweating.
Yeah, and there was a fire pit as well. So the fire pit was blasting heat. I was wearing a beanie hat.
Right.
And like a jacket.
Right.
So you can imagine the heat.
Right.
In August as well.
Yeah.
So it was a really warm music video, probably the warmest I'd been shooting a video.
Oh, wow.
But the video turned out great, and it was also shot by Chase Foster, the same guy that shot Last Thing I Do music video. So yeah, the video was great, and the cover turned out really well.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, everyone seems to love it. So
Gotcha. Excellent. Well, let's introduce She Will Be Loved.
Yeah.
Do you want to do it?
here's my version of She'll Be Loved.
Beauty queen of only 18, she had some trouble with herself. He was always there to help her. She always belonged to someone else. I drove for miles and miles and wound up at your door. I've asked you so many times, but somehow I want more, yeah. I don't mind spending every day. I know you're caught her in the pouring rain. Look for the girl with the broken smile. Ask her if she wants to stay out. She will be loved, and she will be loved. Tap on my window, knock on my door. I wanna make you feel beautiful. I know I tend to get so insecure. Doesn't matter anymore. It's not always rainbows and butterflies. It's compromise and moves us along. Yeah, my heart is full and my door's always open. You come anytime you want. Yeah, I don't mind spending every day. I know you're caught her in the pouring rain. Look for the girl with the broken smile. Ask her if she wants to stay out. She will be loved. She will be loved. And she will be loved. She will be loved. I know when you hide alone in your car, know all of the things that make you who you are. I know that goodbye means nothing at all. Comes back and makes me catch her every time she falls. Yeah, tap on my window, knock on my door. I wanna make you feel beautiful. I don't mind spending every day. I know you're caught her in the pouring rain. Oh, look for the girl with the broken smile. And ask her if she wants to stay out. She will be loved, and she will
All right, we're back. I'm still hanging out with Gareth. Thanks for being here, by the way.
No worries.
We're at the Sip and Sound inside the Sheraton Nashville Brentwood. And if you haven't been out here, it's pretty cool. We're on the stage area, believe it or not. And this is where we had the first Nashville Rocks Night. So if you haven't been to one Nashville Rocks Night, there's another one coming up March 20th. I hope you come out and check those artists out. I don't want to release the artists just yet, but I'll release them very soon. Man, Gareth, I appreciate you hanging out with us.
I appreciate you having me.
And doing this. And I wish you a ton of luck on your tour.
Yeah, thank you, man.
And with your new band and with your new agreement with BMG, dude. It just sounds like you're just going somewhere.
Hopefully,
Real fast.
That's the plan. I mean, I always try to stay level-headed, and I never get like overly excited. I just want to keep my head down and just keep grinding out songs and just putting out good music, and then seeing where that leads.
Heck yeah, man. That's the way you do it. Just keep working. All right. Well, hopefully we'll get to have you, once you're back on this side of the country, then we can have you play at one of the Nashville Rocks nights, hopefully, if I can make it happen.
We'll see what happens, yeah.
We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But hey, thank you guys for being Nashville Rocks viewers. We appreciate you so much. Make sure to go to the website, get you a t-shirt, and see all the links that we're going to put up for Gareth's socials and the music videos that he shared with us. So we appreciate you. You guys keep on rocking.